It is a new week, which means new samples and new music. Hey guys, it's Enrique from One Take Recording, and this week I'm excited to do some more sampling with the Digitakt. So last week was our first vlog jam, a new series I'm doing where I talk about the studio and I make something while doing it, giving you guys a behind the scenes look at what goes on in the studio and the process that I use and work on. And at the end of the video, I'll show the final piece that I was working on. And I'll also release a separate video for those who just want to see what that is. All right, so let's get started. This week, I'm pulling off some samples from a website called The Drum Broker. I bought a sample plugin from them a little bit ago because they had a deal, and just on the website, they offer different samples, drum breaks, loops, just a bunch of other stuff. And not sponsored or anything, but I just wanted to show what I'm using, and hopefully today we're going to be able to make a cool beat out of it. Besides that, I do want to let you guys know I have not done a lot of sampling, so this is the first actual sample pack that I've ever bought, if I'm being honest. So this beat may not be great, and that's okay because the point of this channel is really just to work and show the progress of what I'm doing as a musician and being able to learn. I've been thinking a lot about the direction I want to go and the idea of perfection. I'm sure as musicians, you guys have all thought about this from time to time. And right now, I want to figure out what that means for me. Firstly, I want to say I'm a musician and I love playing. I've always loved playing, but I also do want to branch out. I've been able to build a home studio here and I want to make it my full-time job one day. Just being able to record, mix, master, and help other people create their own music, just like the way that I've been able to. And I have already been able to make use of this space as a recording studio. But as I've been recording and thinking about this more, I have really been thinking about the idea of what I want this studio, my music, even myself to be known for. And right now, I don't have the full answer of what I want that to be. But I know that I want this space, myself, and my music to be centered around the idea of being able to create things and also not worrying about the imperfections, about enjoying the process as I grow. Now, when I say imperfections, it doesn't mean that I don't care about the music or that I want to make bad music. In fact, I want to do the opposite. But I also don't want to make something so perfect that I lose the part of me that was trying to make it, the authentic part. Because a lot of the times when I'm making music and just writing down ideas, it's because of a certain thing going on in my life or a time period, mindset that I'm in. And I want to be able to show that, to show my authentic self, because to me, that's one of the most important things as a way of just self-expression. Now, there have been a couple of artists that I've been listening to lately who really have helped me kind of hone this in and started thinking of this idea, which have been Dijon and McGee. Both of them play together and they've done a lot of stuff. But what I really like about them, besides their music, is their takes on their live sessions, the way they film things, and how they shoot it. When I watch it, even though there are things in there that aren't perfect or sound like what you hear on the radio all the time, they still captivate me so much. The way they shoot it, the way they play with the energy, the emphasis in it. And that's something that I want to incorporate into my music as well, in the studio even. With all these videos that I'm putting out, I want to make it captivating and enjoyable for you guys, but also, and most importantly, I want to make it enjoyable for me. Because at the end of the day, when I'm releasing my own music or I'm releasing a video here, I'm going to be the one that's sitting with that. And if I didn't enjoy the process, I'm going to be the one who has to deal with that and internalize it. So I want to make every single video that I do as enjoyable as I can and really plant the roots for what I want to do in the future. So right now, my concern isn't with the skill because it will get better with time. And as I practice and as I put more time into it, my main concern is just getting it out there and risking trying new things so that, I see what works and what doesn't work. And so I can grow in that aspect. A lot of these, just whenever I'm on here, that's pretty much all I'm doing, just trying to figure out what can work and what things I like and what things will stick. And I've said this a lot of times before, but these videos act as a timestamp as where I am right now and what mindset, what kind of goals I had. So it's really cool to just be able to look back and see as I've progressed and grown from them. Alright guys, we are at the Digitakt, and I got a bunch of samples loaded in, and this was from the Drum Broker sample pack, so let's just take a listen to a couple of these different drum loops that we can use. So there are a ton of different ones in here. I think I'm just going to pick one and then start working on adding different elements from different samples that I have, just so that we don't get it too crowded with a bunch of different ones. I like this one. Alright, so this guy is at 95 BPM, and we're just going to start off with that. Okay, that sounds cool. I like that little loop. So now let's take a look at our other patterns and see how we can add a little bit more to it. Since it's already pretty much a good fill, we don't need to add too many more percussive elements, but we'll do more kind of background texture percussive elements. So yeah, I like how that sounds. Let's add another one. Now, all the other pads that we have so far are just default sounds, so it's kind of fun seeing what we can do with just a default kit. We'll see if we can get kind of a cool repetitive, like repeating kind of sound. Change that note there, and we'll see what note we're playing. Okay, that sounds kind of cool. Now, let's see. Or let's take a look at the other samples that we have in here. I did upload a couple more, so let's take a quick look. Oh, I like that kind of drum, that bass drum. Let's see if we can incorporate that. We're gonna use this sample here. I like how this one sounds. I think it's pretty cool. It's a full thing. I think this would be like a really cool, just by itself, like intro part. And this is actually a sample from our friend Shayla that I'm just stealing because it's already on here. So and then what I think I eventually want it to be is something like that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna just copy okay, so it actually looks like I didn't copy this pattern 1 onto the second one that well. So now if we go to pattern 2, and now we're gonna get rid of these, and then we're just gonna actually record, which is okay. That works. I think that sounds really cool. I think this part needs to, but I think this part needs to start a little bit later. So we're gonna start it at maybe the halfway point, around there. We'll see. Okay, the issue is when we're hitting this loop, you can kind of hear how it like stops and restarts. So what I'm gonna do just to stop that is just put another trigger, and we're gonna put this one back to where it started and see how that sounds. Also, we're gonna see what note this guy's on. C6. So change this up to C6. There we go. Let me go back to the original. Cool, I like that. So now we're just gonna do a very simple pattern. We're gonna go to, actually we're gonna go to pattern 9 because this is gonna be something very simple. Nothing playing on this one, perfect. There we go. We'll just put it there and we'll let the time go infinite. And we'll add more pages. Then we'll go into pattern 1. And then also on the second pattern, I want to add a little bit more. So what I think we'll do, we can start adding a bass. I'm gonna make 2 patterns so that I can play both variations of it. But here's the first one. So now what I want to do is I want to copy this again. 2, copy pattern, and then we'll go to 3. So now when we go to pattern 3, this time I want to do a little bit more. All right, guys, I think we are nearing the stopping point. So I have made a little bit more patterns, as you can see here, but they're pretty much just a variation of what we had. I took this sample from 4 and we went to pattern 10. And what I did there is I pitched it up. And I also added a couple more triggers. So and that's the same idea that I had for number 11. The only major difference is instead of going pitch back up, we are going to the original pitch. And right now I'm messing with some modulation. Back to here, and then we finish off with our pattern 9 to close it off. Or I think this is actually going to be our start. So what I'm going to do real quick is actually make one more pattern. We're going to do it 12. And the way I'm kind of designing this right now is our main elements and then our modulated elements kind of, or the transitions essentially. This kind of has the core of everything, and these are just random stuff that we're kind of messing with. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this sample and just by pitching it a step down, it's going to effectively feel a lot slower. And it works nicely because what I think we can then do is say go to pattern 11. And then let it play out. I think it works well, and I just want it to kind of feel like it's about to die out, and then it gets brought back. And we're also going to, I think we're going to get rid of some of these pages here. 24. There we go. And then beautiful. I think that's kind of a cool little outro that we can do. Now is the time where we get to put this all together and perform. Once again, this was from samples from the Drum Broker site sampler pack that I got. This was the drum sample from the Streetlight Society, as well as a couple of default sounds in the Digitakt, as well as this synth. Not that one. This one was from my friend Shayla that I stole. So, but once again, my name's Enrique, and I hope you guys enjoy what I was able to make. If you're interested in checking out the gear, I got links below. But besides that, we'll be making more music every week, and feel free to follow, subscribe, check out our website as well for any information on mixing, mastering, marketing, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.